it's Christy, and I wanted to have a quick video to just talk about the basics. A lot of people are packing shoe boxes for the first time. I learned that today when I was talking to the lady as I was dropping off shoe boxes, and it was just like a light bulb went off in my head. Of course, every year more and more people are doing this for the first time, so I should have some kind of a video to introduce them to shoebox packing, to give them some tips. So actually this was a great refresher for me, and I hope it's beneficial for all of us. So the first thing I want to talk about is when you're packing your shoe boxes, to keep in mind that it's a really good idea to take off the packaging for a couple of different reasons. One reason is because sometimes if your packaging is on it, you can't get the item in the box. All of this packaging can come off, and then you have a lot more room. So I just wanted to remind you, if you've been packing shoe boxes for a while, or if you're new, to take off the packaging. There's another reason that we want to remove the packaging. It's so different than if you're living in our country, the United States of America, because we have trash removal. But a lot of countries don't have trash removal, and the trash just goes in the street or in the ditch. So if we are taking off as much trash as possible, we're not adding to the problem. But the second reason is really my favorite, is you can get a lot more in the box if you don't have the packaging on your items. So take off the packaging. And a little tip about Barbies. One thing about Barbies is they often come with accessories, and if you want to keep your accessories and your Barbie together, you can get these long, narrow organza bags and put all your Barbie items inside there so they stay together, so when the child opens their box, they don't get scattered. So these are available on blessingsinashoebox.com. You can go to the best deals page and scroll down nearly to the bottom, and you'll see these particular long and narrow organza bags for your Barbies. So that's tip number one, to take off the packaging, but I wanted also to include boys. So it's not just dolls that have excess packaging. This kind of set, normally you wouldn't even buy it because it's just so big, it's not going to fit in a shoebox, or you think, oh, I need to get a bigger box. But we really like using the standard shoe boxes. So what is great about this is when you take off the packaging, so much more can fit. So even these Lego type sets or Lego sets, look at this as a box and a box within a box. So inside here, there's going to be directions, and also, oh, it's hard to open, directions and individually packaged sets. Yes, this is what I was talking about, like this. So you can leave them in these sets. Make sure you include the directions. There we go. And we have this flat piece of directions, and we have these, and this is your wow toy. So that is like this. Now I think this might be the best way to go, even though this is trash. But if you have organza bags or canvas bags or Ziploc bags, maybe that would be one choice too, because then you can open and close. Once these bags are open, then it's like the boy has to sit down and complete the whole project, or the pieces go everywhere. So I would say a Ziploc bag, inside maybe a canvas bag, but definitely takes up a lot less room. And then same with these kinds of car sets or any dolls that are in packaging. So that's number one tip for getting more in a shoebox, and not being frustrated when you're trying to pack a shoebox. Because I remember coming back from the store with all these things. Oh, I can't wait to put it in my shoebox when I was a new shoebox packer. And then I would realize this is impossible. I'm gonna have to get a gigantic box to send. But it's amazing how much you can fit into these standard size boxes. Okay, so don't send trash, fit more, don't send air. That's all under number 1. Number 2 is send variety, have a balanced box. So we're gonna just really quickly go through some ideas. Send a wow toy. That's listed number 1 on Operation Christmas Child recommendation. A wow toy is maybe a big stuffed animal or a doll or a soccer ball. Of course, you would take this out of the box. And number 2 is school supplies. Make sure for a balanced box, you're going to have school supplies, some type of a notebook and paper, and maybe a pencil pouch with all kinds of school supplies in there. You want to have a balanced box so it's not all one thing in a shoebox. The next thing Operation Christmas Child on their list is hygiene items and clothing. So we're talking about soap or toothbrush or clothing. These are flip-flops, obviously, or t-shirts or dresses are nice to include in a shoebox. Keep in mind that we're looking for things that are soft and colorful too. So really, like right now, the color is really popular is gray. That wouldn't be very fun if everything was gray. So think about color and texture also when you're putting in a box. Look for soft things, and of course like this, and colorful things like this. That brings me to the next category is toys. Franklin Graham said this year, send more toys. So there's lots of examples of toys, jump ropes. This is a really cool car. Cars are always great to add to a shoebox. Here's a wooden robot. Toys, you know, just make them age appropriate. This is appropriate for every age, but toys are great for shoe boxes. And then the last 2 things for our shoebox refresher is prayer over our shoe boxes and a love note. We have a note here and our picture that we're sending, and that seems to be the basics in my mind. If I left out anything, let me know in the comments below. But for new shoebox packers, I really feel like there's a lot to cover. It's almost overwhelming, but hopefully this was beneficial to everyone watching, especially if you're a new shoebox packer. And the last thing I like to recommend also is the 107 rubber bands, so that when you get your shoebox really full and you close the lid and you're not sending air or extra packaging, you can put a big rubber band around the lid and turn it in after your label's on. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and bye for now.